Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Liam's List. This is the show where I, rank a bunch of things and just have some fun with it. Today we're going to be ranking some fruit. Now, I love fruit. I consider myself like a fruit aficionado. I've had every single fruit on this list. I've been to many different kinds of places. And I'm going to give you my honest opinions on the fruits we have here. So hope you guys enjoy. Starting off with a hot take here. Actually, no, it's not really a hot take. We have green apples and red apples. I am of the opinion that green and red apples are quite honestly equally as good to each other. I'm not going to complain if there's one over the other. I will say I do slightly prefer green apples over red apples. I feel like they have that more of a tart, kind of bite to them. A for apple. We're going an A tier here for the apples. Next up we have the apricot. Now, apricot's like okay. The best way I can describe it, it's like a weird combination of like an apple and a peach. They're all right. I'm not really going to go for them, but they're okay. We're going to put them in the C tier. Now, the avocado. Avocados are a good ingredient. You're never going to see me slicing open an avocado and just snacking on it. I know some people like to put it on toast, but it's still good. There's nothing really inherently wrong with an avocado. It's all right. I'm going to put it in B tier. I feel like it's definitely a lot better as like an ingredient rather than, food itself. Now the banana. I really like me a banana. I mean, that's an S tier. You can't argue with me that a banana is a bad fruit at all. It's portable. You can make banana bread out of it. It makes me, just makes me really happy to eat a banana, So it's going in S tier. Next up we have the blackberry. And where is it? Where are you in here? I know you're at the raspberry. Now, these are like cousins to each other. I feel like it's more of like a personal preference thing. I personally prefer the blackberry. Reminds me of the telephone brand. I can mess up some blackberry and some raspberries. I think I can put the blackberry in S tier. If there's a blackberry on the table, it's getting eaten by me. Now, the raspberry, if you eat them really fresh, like just as they pick them, I think arguably they can surpass a blackberry. But generally, I feel like when I'm buying them from a store, they just don't hit that level. Obviously, they're still good, but I could put it. Ooh. Are they better than apples? Here's a wild take. I'm going to put them between the green apple and the red apple. I feel like, if you're buying it from a store, they're going to be nice and mushy sometimes. You got to get them when they're really fresh. Blackberries, I feel like they're just better for longer. Next up we have, the currant family, the black currant, the red currant, and the white currant. I've had all these. I don't like really any of them. I think they're all fairly equal. They're kind of, I guess, they're very similar to grapes in the way you kind of approach eating them. They do have seeds in them, though, so you kind of have to, eat around that. But I just don't really find them that good. They're really popular specifically in Europe, from what I understand. It's really kind of hard to find fresh currants at all in the States, so that's probably why I haven't had the best experience with the currant fruits. But yeah, as it stands, they're just kind of in D tier. I'm not really a red currant, black currant, white currant. They're all kind of equally to me. Now, the blueberry to me is interesting. Blueberries I think are okay on their own, but as an ingredient, they are second to none. You put it in a bread, you put it in a pancake, you put it in a muffin. That's easily the best, the best bread on the table. I think I can comfortably put a blueberry in B tier. Again, it's in that same sort of avocado mentality that I have, where I feel like they work a lot better as ingredients than they do actual fruit. Now, cantaloupe. I'm a big fan of cantaloupe. I mean, it's good. Is it the best fruit on the planet? No, but it's pretty damn good. I think I can pretty comfortably put the cantaloupe in A tier. I mean, nice and juicy, nice and sweet. You know, it reminds me of like a fresh summer day, you know, like have some cubed cantaloupe. It's going to be a good day. Now, the coconut, you know, it is a fruit. It's the least fruit on here. Am I going to hold that against it? No, but like a coconut is like still a fruit. Again, it's in this sort of weird, you know, sort of mentality where, again, I feel like it's a lot better as an ingredient than it is as like something you just eat. Like I'm not gonna go out of my way and just like crack open a coconut and start eating it and scooping it out. What I mean, like it's good, obviously, but again, you know, I feel like it's a lot better as like an ingredient than it is just to eat it. You know, it's nice and sweet, really good with desserts, obviously, like most fruits are. But yeah, I think it's a really nice B tier thing. Now cherries and sour cherries. I mean, in my experience, most cherries you get, they're gonna be kind of similar. However, cherries are just the best. You know, you can put them in a cocktail. You can just eat them. You can put them in your ice cream. You ever have Cherry Garcia? That's a life-changing ice cream right there. Really big fan of cherries. I mean, like, they could solo this entire list, and I wouldn't be that upset about it. Yeah. Why I would be upset, I have no idea, but cherries are just great. Perfect summer, springtime fruit. I always buy them when I see them. They are pricey, though. I will say, if there is one thing holding cherries back, they are kind of expensive, but, like, cherries are awesome. Cherry-flavored things, on the other hand, I'm not that big of a fan of. I'm not a big fan of artificial fruit taste, honestly. Obviously, the prime fruit flavors here are going to be much better, and that there's no better example than cherry. And banana to a lot of people, too. Artificial banana is, like, okay. It doesn't really taste like banana. Again, with cherry, like, cherry as a fruit, so good. Now, cranberries are interesting. Like, cranberry juice is good. It's not my favorite. You know, I haven't really had just a lot of fresh cranberries in my day. Most of the time, it's like a Thanksgiving sauce kind of thing. But, like, they're okay. I could put them in the C tier. Like, cranberries, they're just too random as a fruit. Like, I'm never gonna, you know, be in the grocery store and be like, you know what I'm hankering for? Some fresh cranberries. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Like, there's so many better options. Like, I can pick up some apples. I can pick up some blackberries. Like, I'm never just gonna pick up fresh cranberries. Now, a Thanksgiving meal, I will say, is incomplete without some cranberry sauce. But notice how I say a cranberry sauce and not a cranberry. So that's what I think is holding it back. Now, dates. I don't like dates. Who's eating dates? If you're not over the age of 68, I don't see why you'd eat a date. Haha! Rim slam there. Funny guy, Liam Diadama. But yeah, dates are just like, I'm only eating dates if there's like something wrong with my tummy, you know? It's like a medicine fruit. Now, next up we have what is likely the most controversial thing I'm going to do here on a list. Now, dragon fruit flavored things, incredible. Dragon fruit vitamin water is like my go-to drink in any scenario. It is so good. But dragon fruit as a fruit genuinely sucks. Like, it is bad. I got fresh dragon fruit for the first time a few weeks ago. Genuinely just like inedible. You only taste seeds. I tried to make like a smoothie out of it, but it's so watery in there. It just basically it just creates foam. It's very disappointing. That's why it's going in D tier. Again, flavored things great, but like I'm looking more at like the actual fruit experience itself here. And for that, I just got to put it in D tier. Now, durian is just bad. Like, durian is like the famously just like prank fruit. Smells bad. It's just not good. Like, I had durian last summer, and I was like, maybe it's good. It's just very off. It's got this like weird, I think the best way I can describe it, durian, it's just like a bad onion. And that is the best way I can describe it, but it's like really mushy. Blech. Durian in F tier. Now figs. Figs are pretty underrated, honestly. Figs are pretty sweet. I think that they can comfortably go in B tier above the blueberry. Figs are very sweet, very ancient fruit. We've been eating figs for so long. You know, you eat a fig, it's like this sort of like primal reversion that happens within me where it's just like, oh yeah, I'm eating figs. But yeah, figs are pretty decent. I feel like they're honestly the most middle of the road fruit. If you're ever in the grocery store and you're like, I want to try like a new random fruit, I'd maybe go with the fig. I mean, they're pretty good. And a lot of people have had the fig Newtons. Obviously, I feel like the figs are much better than a fig Newton. They have like the opposite effect, where I feel like fig flavored things are, you know, definitely worse than like the other flavored, you know, fruits. But like still, like a fig is pretty damn good. It's not reaching the A tier levels of like an apple or a cantaloupe, but it's still pretty decent. I'm gonna put it in the B tier. Now a gooseberry. Gooseberries are, they're okay. They're okay. I feel like I can definitely put a gooseberry in a C tier. Very sour. Gooseberries are pretty sour. We're not talking like lemon or lime sour, obviously, but like they're very tart. You got to be in the mood for them. But I feel like if you're looking at all other fruits, there's a lot better options than a gooseberry, objectively. Now, a grapefruit. Many people like grapefruit. I don't think grapefruits are good at all. It's basically just like, imagine you took an orange and you just made it worse. That's a grapefruit. Now, I know I'm in the minority here. I know a lot of people like grapefruit. I'm just unfortunately not one of them. If you like grapefruit, that's good on you. It's just not for me personally. Now, grapes. Oh, I'm a big grape guy. I love me some grapes. Perfect, you know, just snack fruit, honestly. The real question is, are white/green grapes or reddish grapes better? I am more inclined to the green grapes, honestly. They're both still excellent, though. Like, I just slightly prefer the green grapes. I think they're a tad more tart. Red grapes are a tad more sweet. It's just, honestly, it's whatever you're in the mood for. And I feel like recently I've been more on the white grapes. I mean, like, you asked me a few months from now, these two might swap. They're up there with cherries. Like, grapes are just excellent. You can make wine out of them. Can you make wine out of cherry? I'm not sure. Maybe. I feel like it'd be pretty funny if you could. Cherry wine. Let's actually find out, guys. Can you make a cherry wine? You can! You can make a cherry wine. That's why they're so elite. So yeah, grapes going right up there with the cherries. Now, kiwis. Kiwis are pretty good. I'm going to put them in A tier. I love like a nice little kiwi. Makes me feel happy whenever I eat a kiwi. It's almost unexplainable. You know, they get this nice sweet flavor. They're fuzzy on the outside. Most fruits can't say that they got that little fuzzy thing. I feel like whenever I'm holding the kiwi, I want to play catch with a kiwi. But obviously, we got to eat the kiwi. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty good. Pretty just decent, good fruit. I mean, no complaining here. It's not obviously reaching this god tier of fruit up here, but it's good. I would obviously like prefer like an apple or a raspberry, but like kiwis are still pretty good. Now, lemon and lime. You don't really just take a bite out of a lemon or a lime. They're primarily flavors, sort of similar to what's going on in this B tier here. But like lemon and lime are in like a league of their own when it comes to flavored things. I'm more inclined to put them in the A, but I think lemon is just a little bit more versatile. Like great flavor. You can make lemonade, you can make limeade. You put this stuff on fish, it'll change your life. But yeah, I think top of B tier is really good. Obviously, like, you can't just eat a lemon or a lime. They're way too sour, so that's definitely holding it back, but the flavor is just so good, and you can use them in so many different ways that I gotta put them up there. Lychee is really interesting. It's a very light fruit. Lychee light fruit. Like, they're okay. Definitely, I feel like they're definitely the top of C tier. Definitely better than apricot or a cranberry. They're decent. Like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to eat some lychee, but you know, that's just the way it is. Now, mango. I'm gonna get a lot of people angry here. Not a big fan of mango. I just personally really don't like it. Every time I eat mango, I just feel sort of unwell for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I'm just not a big fan of the mango flavor. I know a lot of people are. It's very similar to grapefruit down here. I definitely prefer mango a lot more than grapefruit, but it's just one of those things where I just don't necessarily prefer it. Now, we got another set of like twins here. Where are you on this list? Is there no peach here? Oh, no, there is peach. Peach and nectarines. They're fairly similar. Peaches are sweeter. Nectarines are more tart. I feel like I prefer a peach to a nectarine. And this is kind of where I'm going to put them. Peaches and nectarines are both great. I mean, like, you give me a peach or a nectarine, it's going to be a good day. Really incredible in iced tea is peach and nectarine. If you've never had, like, a peach tea, highly recommend having that. But yeah, I mean, like, all around just solid fruits. Nice American fruits, even though I don't think they're from America at all. But whenever I think of, like, a fruit of the South or something, I think of a peach and I think of a nectarine. Up next, we have another, we got another, like, citrusy family. We got oranges, we got tangerines, we got kumquats. Oranges are just like a grapefruit, like an S tier. You can't go wrong with a nice orange in the morning, but you can go better with a tangerine. A tangerine is just a better version of an orange, objectively. They're nice and small, very portable fruit. Very great, crisp, tangy taste. Just prefer the tangerine more. Now, a kumquat is like a joke orange. Like, who's eating these, objectively? They're okay. Put them at the bottom of C tier. But, like, I'm never going to go out of my way, ever, to eat a kumquat. They're just really sour. That's kind of what I got to say about them. They're like a worse version of a gooseberry and, like, citrusy. Papaya. Papaya's pretty good. Would I go out of my way for it? Probably not. I think definitely we could put it right there in B tier. Papayas are all right. Very sweet, very tropical kind of flavor there. And yeah, I mean, like, a papaya is just a very decent fruit. If you see it in a store, I'd go for it. In a similar sense to a fig. I mean, the papayas are, I think, better than a fig. So yeah, passion fruit. Gotta be honest, I don't got a lot of passion for the passion fruit. They're okay. They're really messy, which I don't appreciate. Like, I feel like I cut open a passion fruit and I'm, like, spilling the blood of the orchard all over my counter. Yeah, I mean, they're good. Kind of sweet. A little tartness in there. They're purple, which is pretty cool. I mean, I like a purple fruit. Inside's yellow though, so it, like, makes me kind of sad. It's like a prank fruit almost. Not in the same sense as a kumquat, but it's just like slightly disappointing is, I think, the best way I can describe a passion fruit. Now, pears. Pears are just like the evolved version of an apple. I love pears. I think they're just a better version of an apple. They taste very similar, but they just got a bit of a different flavor. A more, like, hearty kind of flavor is the best way I can describe it. Big pear guy. I like pears. They're pretty good. They're going right there in A tier. Now, a persimmon. Persimmons are interesting. Very starchy almost. Almost got this sort of, like, juicy potato, tomato kind of texture going on. They're okay. Again, I think I can definitely put them in the C tier. I'll put it right there. Kind of similar to apricots almost. I honestly don't have too much to say. I've had it once or twice. It's okay. Pineapple is a great fruit. I mean, if I go for any fruit and I'm feeling like spending a few extra bucks, I might just get a whole fresh pineapple. It's like an experience preparing the pineapple. You cut it open, you see that beautiful yellow flesh in there. Nice and sour. Stings your mouth sometimes. It's like if sour had a spice. If sour had a spice, it would be pineapple, is the best way I can describe it. Super good. Big fan. Oh my gosh. was ranking the oranges and I almost forgot about the blood orange. This thing is just not that good. It's just like an orange but worse. Quite honestly, I really don't like these things. They're like oranges, but they got this weird bitter aftertaste. I just don't go for these. If you like them, you do. I just don't. Oh, the custard apple. These things are not good. These are a really obscure fruit. I've only ever seen them once. They were at this Indian restaurant I went to. I'm like, ooh, what's a custard apple? I had it, and I'm like, this is just not good. It's like an apple, but without any of the sweetness. I don't. Maybe it was a bad custard apple. Maybe I got to give the custard apple another chance, but I'm not a fan. Now, what else in here? We could go kind of out of order. Raisins are a good snack. Would I go out of my way to eat them? Probably not. They're still all right. I think I can put raisins in B tier. Like, they're a good camping food. I will say that. Whenever I go camping, raisins are really good because, you know, they don't go bad. They can take a beating, too. You could throw a packet of raisins against a tree and they'd be completely fine. So I guess, you know, it's like the survivalist fruit. It's just like a better version of a date. Like, who's eating dates? We're eating raisins. It's 2026. Eat the raisin. Plums are an underrated beauty. Plums are so freaking good. Ooh, I can put them up here. Actually, you know what? I think plums are just straight up one of my favorite fruits. I like, so sweet. You get them right when they're ripe enough. They got this beautiful purple flesh inside, the perfect amount of sweetness, the perfect amount of tartness. There's nothing bad I can say about the plum, honestly. It's just that good. I love it that much. Pomegranates are in a similar camp to the passion fruit where they're really messy, but I think they taste slightly better. And I kind of like pomegranate flavored things better than passion fruit flavored things. Again, like, they're kind of a pain in the ass to prepare. You cut it open and it's like the blood of Christ sprawls across my countertop. So we can put them in C tier, and I'm kind of happy putting them there. Now the pomelo. I don't like pomelos. Pomelos are just bad. I don't trust you if you like pomelos. Every time I've had them, they're just incredibly bitter, and there's like not even like a lot of flesh in there. They're pretty big, but you got to get through this like really bad rind to get to any of the flesh. Not that good. Now, star fruit. I remember the first time I had star fruit. I saw it at the grocery store. I begged my mom to get it. I'm like, it's a star fruit. It's got to taste like the stars. It actually just tastes like a C tier fruit. Star fruit's like pretty mid. It can be good. It's got that similar sort of like zing that the pineapple has sometimes, but it doesn't have the pineapple flavor to back it up. So that's why the star fruit's going into C. Now, you know what's not going into C? The strawberry. Strawberries are excellent. We can put them right up in S tier. I mean, like, have you ever like had a strawberry and think it's bad? The answer is probably no. I mean, like, strawberries are great. Nice summertime salad fruit. You could do a lot with them. Strawberry flavored things are okay. Like, I would say, like, if we were ranking flavored things, we would probably put the strawberry flavored thing into the B tier. But strawberries are just such a good, versatile fruit. They're super good. Great to snack on. Going in S tier. Joining it in S tier, we have the watermelon. If you don't like watermelon, I don't really think I trust you, honestly. Like, watermelon is probably up there with plum. It's just being, quite frankly, almost a perfect fruit. It's beautiful. It just tastes great. Perfect in the summertime when it's nice and cold and crisp. But the only downside to the watermelon is that you got to eat it really fast. The second you cut it open, it starts getting mushy really fast. But obviously that's not an issue for me because, like, once that watermelon opens up, it's not surviving the evening. Big watermelon fan over here. Honeydew, the lesser cousin of the cantaloupe. It's still pretty good, but I think I just prefer some other things over it. I'd probably rather have a pear and a peach and a cantaloupe over a honeydew. It's still pretty good, though. Like, I'm definitely never going to complain if there's some honeydew in, like, the breakfast sort of buffet, It's always there. It's always welcome. Now, the Asian pear is also pretty good. Not a lot of people know about the Asian pear. It's, I would say, a lot more similar to an apple than it is a pear. I mean, if you like apples, you're going to like an Asian pear. And yeah, I mean, that's basically all that is to say. It's very similar to apples. If you've had apples, you've basically had an Asian pear. But, yeah, Asian pear. Guava. Guava is all right. Tropical, sort of flavored fruits, I'm definitely sort of middle of the road of. I prefer it to papaya, but when it comes to, like, if I'm just going to, like, sit down and eat a fruit, I'd much rather just kind of have anything up in here than, like, guava. Guava is also super hard to find. There's been times where I've, like, tried to find specifically guava and papaya because I wanted to make smoothies, and they're just, like, unless it's, like, July, you're not finding them. They're very limited in terms of, like, when you can get them. And so for that, it's going to hurt it in the rankings. Still good if you can find fresh guava. Definitely try it. It's pretty good. But, yeah, put it in the B tier for now, I think is fair. Now, a ground cherry is very interesting. It tastes a lot like tomato, which is weird. I feel like it's definitely more of a tomato than it is, a cherry. Now, tomatoes are all right. I'm not really one to eat cherry tomatoes on my own. I think I can put them down here in the C tier. If you like tomatoes, you'll probably really like ground cherries. Again, pretty difficult to find in my experience. But yeah, pretty good. Mulberry. You ever hear the nursery rhyme, here we go round the mulberry bush? I think they're walking around the mulberry bush because they don't actually want to pick the thing and eat it. That being said, they're okay. Mulberries are kind of like if you took a blackberry and a blackcurrant and you kind of mushed them together, so you get this kind of middle road, but a lot more of that currant comes out than the blackberry. So I think I could put them in C tier. They're okay. Again, super hard to find. You're like not finding mulberries unless they're like freeze dried, which is probably why, I haven't had like a lot of these. I haven't had like the fresh off the vine version. So that's probably what's hurting it here. But yeah, mulberries for now in C tier. Jackfruit. Jackfruit's pretty cool. I'd say I'd probably just put it down here in B tier. It's kind of like the nicer older brother of the durian. Now the durian hates you and wants you to suffer, but the jackfruit wants you to have a good time. Pretty sweet. I had it one time on a vacation down in Florida. It was pretty good. Pretty good. Would I like be itching to eat it again? No, but it was definitely decent. Like I wouldn't complain about, having it again. Now, the mangosteen. Very underrated. Very delicious. We can put it right there. Mangosteens are super good. I would say of anything on this list, I know I've said it a few times. If you've never had a mangosteen and you see it, try a mangosteen. They're really good. They got this kind of pillowy-esque bite to them. They're super sweet, super nice, super juicy. It's like a nice neighbor. If a nice neighbor was made into a fruit, it'd be a mangosteen. And the final fruit is the rambutan. Very, very similar to lychee, but just kind of better. They're definitely a little bit sweeter. And I feel like, in my experience, you can find rambutans a lot easier than you can lychees. They're very similar to like grapes if you took the skin off. But you have to like cut through a shell to get them. So it's just like a worse version of a grape, objectively. And so yeah, guys, that's my fruit tier list. Hope you guys really enjoyed this. And I'll see you again for the next episode of Liam's Lists